welcome to another week in Paris. I promise the rest of the video, the quality will be better. It is the second week in Paris, but I keep forgetting to film intros to any of these actually in Paris. So it's about a week-ish, about 4 days, because at the end of this week, I went up to the north of France, and that feels like that needed its own video because, like, why would I put a video ever then boat tour and also going up to the European Parliament? Like, it didn't feel like the same vibes. So it's been about a weekish in my life. We did a lot of exciting activities in Paris. Sunday, bright and early, after getting home at midnight from the Eiffel Tower tour and eating burgers. Watch last week's vlog if you want to know how that went. We woke up bright and early to get to the Palace of Versailles. And when I tell you, this place is absolutely massive, okay? I spent about 4 hours here with friends. There was people who stayed here till 6 p.m. from 9 a.m. all day long. We only got maybe like 1/4 of the way through, like the left wing is what I would say. And it just kept going and going and going. This is one of the gift shops that there was as you're just walking through because this place is massive. So we just sort of followed the crowd, and they have these really cool animation here where you can see how Versailles has changed over the years, and it talks about the rulers. So you can see Louis XV all the way through Marie Antoinette and how they expanded the palace, and you can understand why other monarchies decided, hey, you know what, actually we need to make a bigger palace outside of the city because we need to show off our wealth. The town of Versailles is about like a 45-minute train ride outside of Paris on, I believe it was the RER, which I really love about our Metro Pass for the month is you got pretty much anywhere. Using that train pass, you didn't have to really pay for anything unless you were actually going outside of Paris. But this Versailles was packed from people from all over the world, and we were there on a Sunday, which I guess from what I overheard from another tour guide is that they're closed on Mondays for cleaning or something like that. Like the next day they were going to be closed for cleaning. So we just walked through everything and took pictures and videos, and you really have to question, like, how did they paint on these walls? Now this red room that we're coming into is a Napoleon's bedroom, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And then the next room you walk into, that like a couple rooms down, is Marie Antoinette's bedroom, and this was gorgeous, but she also has a portrait of herself behind her bed and on every wall, and a bust of herself. Like, I get it girl, like I would too. So after we got through all those halls and got some pictures, we walked out to the gardens, which this place, I can't even tell you how massive it is. These trees, they actually grow fresh fruit. And we walked a little into the garden area, and then we realized it was a 30-minute walk to the outhouse in the way back, which are just like a newer addition in like a 1900s revolution way. But I know there was a little like train ride you could take over there and back for an extra fee. However, we were pretty tired at this point, and honestly we thought we saw all of inside. Turns out we did not, and there was a really good restaurant inside. After going to another gift shop where everything was crazy expensive, it was time to go. So we decided, you know what, let's go eat. And we ate right down the street for about an hour before we headed back into the city. Saw the Notre Dame on our walk to Kiko Milano, which is this place we saw on TikTok where you can customize a lip gloss. And let me tell you something, you pick your lip gloss, you pay for it, you pay the extra upcharge $1 to get it engraved with your name. But then we waited 2 hours in line to actually get it engraved. Don't do that, okay? I took the Le Halles back home, which I walked like honestly like 10 minutes under this train station. Every morning before class I'd get off at a chalet stop, and Le Halles is probably the worst one to get off at because it is so big underneath. Monday after school, we had a Mouffetard Market and French private chef dinner, and the chef had us walk around the area, tried fresh fruit, chocolate, a little baguette, and then food lesson before we had an appetizer, our dinner, and dessert. And it was just like French cuisine. Was the food the most amazing I've ever had? No, because the French people don't season anything past salt and pepper. But we did have free wine, and you know what? Win in France. But it was nice to talk to everyone, enjoy our meal. I had a vegetarian dish, obviously, because I'm a vegetarian, and everyone else had sausage and potatoes, and they said it was pretty good. And overall, I loved the baguette. It was the best baguette I ate the whole time I was in Paris. It was from this organic little place I can't even tell you the name of, but it is in the area. Tuesday, we went to what would become my absolutely favorite museum in all of Paris, and the one I recommend if you are going to Paris, which is Musée d'Orsay, which actually is housed in the old Paris train station, and it's turned into a museum. So it actually has the oldest clock in the city at the way top where you see a bunch of people take pictures. The art you see is both modern, sculpture, and timeless. So you see like there's Dante Inferno, The Birth of Venus. I call it like a representation of Libra. It's for both quirky art but also like really good art. And there is a place where you can actually walk on top of what is modern Paris in that area, and you can see it from like a bird's eye view. There is a sculpture of the Opera House that is in Paris, and the art here was so freaking good. I got lost here. It's 5 floors, and at the way top they house Monet and Vincent van Gogh. So if you want to see those, go straight to the top, but it was very crowded. The art here is so cool. At one point you can see where they're restoring old paintings, and you can tell how much they love it. But then you can also see that obviously it was an old train station, so the rooms you're going into are obviously like train station depots and stop. The giant clock everyone was literally fighting to take a picture in front of, and then they have a restaurant in front of the other one. I love this place so much. Like honestly, it's gonna be a stop when I go back to Paris. I recommend it more than the Louvre. Seeing Claude Monet, Vincent van Gogh, and multiple renditions of Dante's Inferno in person was actually super cool. There was a painting on the burning of the Notre Dame. Then we had a walking tour around Montmartre, and we started at Moulin Rouge, which I never actually got a chance to catch a show at, and the tickets are stupid expensive. And as you're going up Montmartre and the train station where you want to die, walking up like 10 flights of stairs straight up, and then you have to go another 10,000 steps up to actually get to the sacred church, which is absolutely gorgeous. But my god, did I have to hit that inhaler twice. We saw the jam wall where it says I love you in 100 different languages, and I went back and actually got a handheld fan with that mural on it. We explored the church, got some more merch, you know, love the merch, saw this historic carousel. And pro tip, so you're not a thicky dum like me and having to abuse your inhaler, you can pay just a couple euros and take a little tram train all the way up here. It's so much more worth it. And went home for the night because it actually started storming. But before we went home, as you're walking down Montmartre, there is this Asian market that had mango juice that I didn't record, but I did do some shopping there for some snacks. The hunt for the best burger continued on Wednesday at Dumbo over in the 10th arrondissement. And let me tell you something, the vegetarian version and the regular version were absolute gas. I ordered it like 4 times. That night, I had organized a Seine river tour using a Groupon. I found tickets for 14 euros each, but I arrived first and I saw the memorial to Princess Diana because she passed right underneath here, the Eternal Flame, which actually the French gave us the Statue of Liberty, and they have a monument to it, and underneath sadly is where Princess Diana passed away, so people go and pay their respects to her at this memorial. I watched the boats go by before we got on the boat tour while I waited for everyone, and we went around and saw the Notre Dame, Musée d'Orsay again, and just around this district area. Now this is at 9 p.m. mind you, the sun does not set till 10 p.m. We saw the History Museum and everything around this area. The amount of people who would do 6-7 to you on this tour was absolutely hilarious. Honestly, it's like a global phenomenon. Anyways, we had timed it so we could actually watch the Eiffel Tower light up, so I am going to be quiet and let you enjoy these clips. Everything is in real time. This is how fast the boat is moving, and it was about an hour tour. And finally, we have passed the Eiffel Tower, so it was time for everyone to get their selfies and videos. The tower, as you can see in the back. I got this video, and you go under this bridge and then you see it on the other side. It was about 3 minutes in total that you are this close to it. So we took selfies, me and the core friend group, and it was just absolutely gorgeous in the water. But God, was it freezing! And then after this, we did end up at the club, but you don't need to see that because it was a school night and I had to leave out of town the next day. But when in Paris, you know what I mean? The club scene is great, the Eiffel Tower is pretty, and it kind of does smell. And that is the end of this vlog. In the next one, next Tuesday, we are going to be going out to the north of France and to Germany. So stay tuned. All my social media is linked down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.